What up, guys? It's your boy M-phamis, but you can call me M3 Bullet. Welcome back. For this one, I am going to do my first TV show review of Moon Knight. In case you don't know what it is, it's another MCU TV show on Disney Plus, which I recommend checking out. Anywho, my boy G.Wolf, in case you don't remember him, he was in the Nightmare Before Christmas episode I did when I was reviewing some Halloween movies. He was in that one. He's coming back again to after I'm done reviewing it and everything else. After I'm done telling y'all the whole review crap, me and him are actually gonna talk about Moon Knight. So stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. Check out my DeviantArt page. It's an online art gallery. Okay, the first episode starts off with Arthur Harrow. He's kind of like this bad guy. He's this cult leader that's trying to unleash some, I don't know, an Egyptian god Amet from trying to release her from her tomb. He was in some middle of some ritual. Alright, after that some weird ritual thing, we cut to Stephen Grant and how his whole life is going. Stephen Grant is he's kind of the main character of the whole. Well, you could say he pretty much is. Well, I would say he's the main character, really. But it's about him, though. Stephen Grant works at a museum in London, and he has some sort of sleeping disorder. He probably don't know what it is, but he keep falling asleep and waking up. Keep falling asleep, waking up. He wasn't that respected or well known or everything. He's a very knowledgeable guy. He's well knowledgeable in archaeology and Egyptian gods mostly, specifically Egyptian gods. And he's trying his best to figure out why he's going having a hard time staying awake. He kind of went to sleep, and the moment he crap, I cannot talk today. The moment he wake up, he was his jaw was messed up or something, and he was in some, I don't know, some village, some sort of, I don't know, some foreign village somewhere. He was in front of a castle, and he was trying to figure out what is going on. Stephen kind of looked into his pockets, and he found some old ancient Egyptian scarab artifact thing. I don't know what that thing was. Khonshu, the god of the moon, well, the Egyptian god of the moon, kind of was talking to him and say, "Oh, great, he's up. He shouldn't be up." And he tried to tell him to give the body back to Mark, but Stephen didn't know who the heck is Mark and what's going on. Then those guys started shooting at him. Khonshu told him to run. He ran straight down to the village. He managed to evade those guys. And somewhere I don't know, I guess in the village square, Mark kind of see Harrow. He was doing some some cult stuff where he was judging who lives and has died with his cane or something. And there was this tattoo in his mark. It kind of a scale with with two crocodile heads. If it balance, you're good, and if it doesn't balance, you're dead. He did it on one guy. He's okay. He didn't die or something. He wasn't judged or something. Then there was an old lady that asked to be judged, and Harold judged her, and it went bad, and she kind of collapsed right before our eyes. One of the guards kind of I don't know, one of his goons tried to tell them that Steven was in the city, right around here or somewhere. And Harold kind of got his followers to just bow down to see if he's anywhere in there. And Steven kind of stood out. And Harold tried to tell him to give him that scarab. Khonshu tried Steven was trying to give him the scarab ancient artifact thing. Khonshu was don't give him nothing. Steven was this close to handing it to him until Mark, I guess, somewhat took control of his body, tried to take it away from him. Harold and his goons try to yank it out of him, try to get him, force Steven to open it up and give it to them. He kind of blacked out, and he was Steven was covered in blood. I guess Mark kind of killed them all. Then there was an awesome chase sequence. It was pretty dope. There was a cool car chase. Harold's goon was trying to chase him down, trying to get that stupid scarab thing. He keep blacking out every here in a couple seconds or so. Then Steven actually woke up at his place, at his apartment. Then he heard Mark's voice, and he said, "Stop digging, stop trying to figure things out." and he noticed that there was something weird in his apartment wall. And he noticed that there's a hole. He looked inside the hole, and he found like some phones and some papers or something. And he like opened the phone up. It was a flip phone, and he was looking through the contacts, and he ended up contacting Layla, which is Mark and Mark's wife. And she was trying to figure out, like, Mark, where are you? And Steven was like, who's this? Who's Mark? Then like a bunch of strange things happened, and Khonshu was kind of following him. Okay, wrap this first episode up. So, Harold kind of like showed up at his job, trying to tell Steven like why he's after that scarab thing, like why is that so important? Because that thing is the key to help him like resurrect or bring that the Egyptian goddess Amet to life. Later on that night, he was by himself over at the museum, and there was like a monster chasing after him. Harold kind of send him there, I guess. Try like send it after him to like get to retrieve that scarab. He managed to like hide himself in the bathroom. Mark tried to like tell Steven, give up the body. I'm trying to save us, dude. Give up the body. Steven kind of like let Mark take control of his body, and he kind of like transformed into his superhero alter ego Moon Knight, as the name kind of goes, and he beat up that creature. Episode 2, it kind of took place after like the first episode. Steven kind of like woke up from his sleep, like shocked and scared and like freaking out. He went back to the museum, and he noticed that there was a bunch of like yellow tape around the whole place, and he was trying to figure out like, wait, what was going on? They said it was like some sort of accident in the bathroom, and he realized that maybe that might not have been such a dream. He kind of was talking to the security guy, asking him to like review the footage or something, and he was there, and everything else happened, but except the problem, that monster thing that didn't show up on the camera, and he kind of got fired from his job. In the last episode, there was like a storage locker key. Steven went to that storage locker unit, and he saw a bag and a bag and a bed or something in that thing. He looked inside the bag and noticed that there was a bunch of like money from other countries, a passport that says Mark Spector, and everything else, and there was a gun too. Then like Mark tried like talking through the glass or something. He was explaining that that Steven and Mark were that they were like Khonshu's avatar, and they're kind of like, I don't know, like possessing his body to help him like purge evildoers and stop bad guys. After the storage locker thing, he kind of ran into Layla. They kind of went to Steven's place, and Layla, who she thought was Mark, and she thought that whole British accent thing, that's this whole Steven Grant persona, was just some cover or something. She was trying to like give him divorce papers because she was angry with him, or for some, I don't know, other reason, because he was gone for so long or something. And he tried to like explain that I'm Steven. I'm just Steven. I'm not Mark. I don't know who this is. Layla was looking through the bag, and she noticed that she was looking through that scarab. She like noticed the scarab and the fake money and the illegal crap. Then he like heard a knock on the door, and it was the police. Layla like quickly like hide outside the apartment window. The cops kind of like went in. They weren't really cops. They were Harold's goons pretending to be cops. They'd like try to like snoop around, look around for everything and anything. Steven's trying to like say, look, whatever happened at that museum, like the museum people did not like charge him or anything. Like there was no investigation. And then like one of the cops like looked in the bag and say, Mark Spector, you were stealing something, or whatever the case may be. The fake cops like took him to Harold. Harold kind of like explaining like he kind of know Khonshu, because funny thing is, Harold used to be Khonshu's avatar. He used to be Khonshu's avatar. He was explaining like why like that whole scarab thing was important, and like why he's freeing Amet in the first place. He's trying to like re-cleanse like the entire world of sin and evil, because Amet, her thing was punishing people before they actually commit the crime. Steven like summoned a suit, and he was fighting that creature thing. He was kind of losing. Then Mark kind of like took over the body, handled that creature, and after like that whole creature thing was handled, it kind of vaporized, I guess. Steven was like, okay, that creature's gone now. You can get my body back, or the body back. I don't know whose body it was, but Steven tried to say, hey, okay, that whole thing was over. You can let me take over. Mark said, we're not. No, you're not coming back, dude. You're like staying right there in like my mind, I guess. In his mind, I guess. Mark kind of told Khonshu that Harold had the scarab, and Khonshu told Mark that they got to go to Egypt or Cairo or somewhere to like get to find the scarab, and that's how the second episode ended. Okay, third episode. Layla was trying to get some passports and some fake passports to like go to Cairo to help Steven / Mark out. Harold kind of found a tomb of Amit. Mark was like on a like hunt trying to find like the rest of Harold's crew in Cairo. He was fighting them, and things got a little bloody and everything else and weird. And Steven not Steven, I mean Mark, the last goon that was standing, he kind of killed himself before like he tried to like get Mark to talk or get crap. Khonshu kind of like Mark tried to like ask Khonshu like where are the other gods at, like where are they at, and Khonshu kind of like explains to like in order to like request an audience with the gods, it kind of like have like some sort of like major consequences or something. Anywho, Khonshu kind of signaled the gods, and there was like a little trial thing, I guess. The whole trial thing kind of like went south. One of the Egyptian god, I don't know who I forgot the Egyptian god's name. She kind of told that that there's a way to find Amit's tomb. They needed to like go find some sarcophagus or some pharaoh or something, and it kind of like in that sarcophagus kind of contains a map from like to like find Amit's tomb, and the goddess kind of like told Mark that it was sold on that the sarcophagus is sold on a black market and you need to find him there. Layla caught up to him. She kind of like pulled some strings, some connections. She know who the who like has the sarcophagus of where the map is. They were at the map. Harold kind of showed up, and things kind of went crazy. There was a fight scene, and they managed to get the map and got up out of there. Layla and Steven were in the desert trying to like figure out like they managed to get the map together and managed to piece it up. But here's the problem though. The stars from the map doesn't match up to like any of the stars in the sky. Layla tried to like use her tablet tech thing to like help her like triangulate this position, but they couldn't do it. Steven like reached out to Khonshu to like, hey, Khonshu, I need your help, man. Khonshu kind of like needs Steven's help to turn back the night sky to the night that map was made, so that way they can find Amit's tomb where they can like do what they need to do. Layla managed to be able to triangulate its position, and they found the map, but the whole thing came at a cost. Khonshu was imprisoned by the gods because they kind of warned him like earlier. They kind of warned him if they mess with this guy, they'll imprison him. He got imprisoned, and Harold was there to witness that whole imprisonment thing. With no more mystical magical powers from Khonshu, Steven and Layla are somewhat on their own. They're going to the dig site where Harold and her boys are at, and they went to their dig site. Layla and Steven are like getting supplies and getting down there. They got down there, and they starting to notice that that there were a bunch of bullets and gunshots being fired. That there were being fired earlier. And turns out there was like some like old mummy creature still like killing some people off and like guard the tomb. They did manage to escape with their lives though, but Harold kind of like talked to Layla about something about like her father being there, and that Mark was somewhat responsible for her dad's death, she kind of confronted Mark. She was like completely pissed off. Well, they did found a tomb. Okay, let me go back for a couple seconds. They found a tomb. Then Layla kind of like went to Steven slash Mark, Steven, and try like talk to like Mark and try to get him to tell him the truth. She was like really mad. Harold was about to come. Mark was about to fight at him off. He got shot and he died, and that was it. Mark kind of entered the afterlife, and the afterlife that he experienced was like I don't know. It was in a psych ward where Harold's the psychological analysis dude, and he was trying to like figure out like what is really going on with Mark and everything, trying to like tell him that everything that happened or everything that did happen, that was just like an illusion or something, and there was like sense and nonsense, I guess. And what was it? During that whole time he was in that psych ward place, he bumped into Steven and he was able to see like Steven right in the flesh. Then they ran into this Egyptian goddess Torwa. I cannot be able to say her name right, and that's how that episode ended. Okay, episode 5 was more of an origin story episode. It kind of picked off where we left off, where Mark and Steven are in the afterlife. They were being guided through the afterlife with some hippo. It was called the Duat. It was pretty much the Egyptian afterlife, and she was kind of like guiding them through there. Like in order for like her to like actually get them to decide like if they're going to like somewhat heaven and somewhat hell, she had to like take their hearts out and weigh it on a scale of justice. And pretty much it goes like this: if the scales balance, you can go. If you don't balance, you get thrown overboard. Or the afterlife is sort of like a boat in the Egyptian mythology. I don't know why, but it is what it is. The scale, when she put the hearts with the feathers, it didn't balance. The reason why it didn't balance is because Steven's heart is like his heart was incomplete. So in order to like figure out like if they can like go to the afterlife or nothing or try to get back, they have to like go like back inside to get to like revisit some of their memories. Some of them were traumatic, and we found out the origins of Steven and Mark. Mark's whole backstory is the fact that he was a little kid. He had a little brother. They were out playing somewhere in some sort of cave. It was raining like heavily, and the little brother drowned. And because the little brother drowned, he blamed himself for his death. He was somewhat responsible for that. And because of that, his mom was like was never the same again. She was abusive. She was borderline like crazy. Well, okay, I'm trying to keep respectful. The point is, he had a rough childhood, and it turns out Mark made Steven up to cope with the whole traumatic experience they had with his mother. And next, Mark was in the military. He kind of got kicked out, and he had to be a mercenary for a while. And one little job kind of like set the whole series in motion. He was like ordered to like extract some ancient tomb or something, and that ancient tomb is where Layla's dad was. Layla's dad was an archaeologist. He was there. They were about to kill them all. Mark tried to save him, but he ended up getting himself killed. They killed them, and Mark, he was left there to die until Khonshu showed up and pretty much brought him back to life, with him serving Khonshu for a while, pretty much. And the rest was history. And knowing that, we found out that Mark's mom died one particular day or something. He couldn't like face his dad because of the whole thing. It was too traumatic. And ever since then, it's been just Steven. Like Mark haven't like actually shown up ever since then. Things were like gonna go crazy because the boats were starting to tilt or something, and those the dead people the people that Mark killed tried to like kick him off the boat. Steven did help him fight him off, but in doing so, Steven kind of like got thrown overboard, and Mark, he went to that afterlife place. Okay, time for a little quick wrap up. Pretty much, Harold almost like completely won. He just needed like take out like the gods in their mortal form, and Layla like try to take Khonshu on her by herself. She's thinking about taking him on by herself, but she can't. But and Layla, oh crap, that Egyptian goddess of the underworld, whatever the heck her name was trying to tell her, no, do not try to fight a hero by yourself. He's too powerful. So she snuck in. So she blended in with Harold's crew, and like they went to like this temple where the gods were at. Harold kind of like take them out. Well, not all of them. Take their human forms out, and release Amit. He kind of like swore his allegiance and everything else. While he was swearing his allegiance, what was it? Layla tried to free Khonshu. Khonshu tried to like and get her to be his avatar, and she was like, bad idea, no. Mark was trying to like go back at for Steven and try to get him back. Khonshu like tried to like fight Ahmed by herself, but she was losing. She met Mark and Steven had to like go to some gate. Had to go to the gate in order to be brought back to life. After like they passed the gate, Khonshu like sensed their presence and kind of like went into them. They kind of like try to like, and he was brought back to life again. Harold kind of destroyed the tomb after he found out that someone let Khonshu out and tried to figure out who it is. Anywho, pretty much, Steven tried to like negotiate something right now, and Harold, not Harold, Khonshu was like, all right, fine, okay, I'll let you loose after this whole thing, and after that whole thing's over, we're done, we're through. Layla, before Layla like one of those gods in human form told Layla the only way how to defeat Harold and Amit is if if they can manage to like I don't know fuse Amit, like trap her inside of Harold's body. Okay, Mark and Mark and Steven are on their way to like go fight Harold, and while he was like like trying to like, well, not really trying to fight him, like before like the whole fight thing happened, like Layla kind of like merged herself with that hippo goddess and kind of got powers too. They both like there was like a great fight scene like in the middle of the street. There was like a good fight though. Khonshu was losing a bit. It was like half and half. Like it was like half the time Khonshu's winning, half the time Amit's winning. Anywho, Mark went like berserk and like for some weird reason he don't remember like being like Harold to like complete like little bits, like almost completely killing him. And Mark asked Steven, like, was that you? No. And he was like, someone else? Layla was wondering, what was that? Anywho, they managed to defeat Harold, trapped him in, trapped Amit in Harold's body. And Khonshu was suggesting that they killed him. But they did a little ceremony. Well, they didn't, they did a little ceremony to trap him in there. My bad, sorry. My bad, sorry. Khonshu was suggesting that they kill them, or Mark kind of like said, no, we're not doing that. And Khonshu was like, alright, the whole thing's over. And then the rest was over. Yo, this is my boy G.Wolf. In case you, okay, I probably did told y'all he got a YouTube channel, and only that he showed up in The Nightmare Before Christmas, man. G.Wolf, man, how you been, man? It's been a good minute since The Nightmare Before Christmas. That was almost a year ago. How you been, man?
Yo, what up? It's your boy G.Wolf. I'm doing pretty good. How you doing today?
Doing good. Hey, guys, like, share, subscribe, and please subscribe to his channel, man. His channel is good.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright, what do you think about Moon Knight?
Moon Knight? Oh, wow. Well, we're talking about the comic books or the TV show aspect?
I would say, let's go with the show since, like, that's what I brought you here for.
Alright, so Moon Knight, the TV show, was 5 seasons long.
Well,
Like,
6 episodes long, dude.
yeah, 6 episodes long. My bad, excuse me. It was actually really, really good. I mean, comparing it to the comic books, it was more accurate with them than any other TV show or movie that's came out yet. And then they obviously cast the right person, Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight. Man, that was really good.
Hey, wait a minute. Wasn't he on X-Men? I remember he was on. He did play Apocalypse on X-Men Apocalypse. I remember that one.
Yeah, he's also been in other movies that y'all would know of, like Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. He played Poe.
Oh yeah, yeah. I did like the Star Wars movies. That's it. I'm gonna review. Nah, I don't think I even have time to watch all the Star Wars movies. But
It,
it would be a good one. All right.
yeah.
So, is there any similarities or difference to the comics? Like anything different?
Honestly, the only thing different from the comic books and this one would probably be the third personality, Jake. And probably the suit, because originally in the comic books, you didn't see his face, like Moon Knight's face at all when he's in Mark Spector form. It was just like a shadow with two white eyes.
Okay. Okay. That's a difference. Okay. It I always wonder, like, what would happen if Batman had the powers of a god, since Moon Knight had powers of a god, and would that give him multiple personality disorders? Like, what would that even be like, though? And I guess Moon
That
Knight
would
is kind of answer that question. Like, what would it be like for Batman to have two personalities while having the powers of, well, not really I would say given mystical powers from a god.
I would say you would compare that version of Batman to Batman Who Laughs. I
Hmm.
mean, that's honestly what happens. Split personality because he fused with Joker, and the abilities come from the god of bats of the dark multiverse.
Hmm. That okay. I gotta admit, the show kind of did remind me of the Mummy movies. You know, the one with Brendan Fraser. It was a '90s one. I know that the Tom
Yeah,
Cruise one. It kind of reminds me of that.
it does, doesn't it?
As my fist of vengeance, as my Moon Knight. Okay, I gotta admit, Khonshu's voice is scary as hell, man. Especially when he said
Yeah,
that line, though. That sends shivers down my spine. And yet, for some odd reason, it made me feel, I don't know, I guess empowered, I guess. It made me feel weird, though. Every time I hear that line, though.
well, yeah, the voice of Khonshu was Kareem Hakim, and he was really, really good voicing the actor for that. It was actually, honestly, the spot on choice.
Hmm. I gotta admit, like the fight scene in the last episode, that was a really good episode. And there was a bunch of references, too. You want to point them out, or you want me to point them out? Well, point them out. Okay, I did call like a couple references. They did reference the ancestral plane from the Black Panther.
They did do that, but that's also an Egyptian thing called the duat. That's where you go beyond the realm of sleep, like the mirror dimension in Doctor Strange, where your body is resting but your mind is traveling.
Wait, we're talking about the first Doctor Strange or the second Doctor Strange movie?
Both of them. You remember the mirror verse when he was like studying while he was sleeping?
Uh huh.
Yeah, that's like the duat. That's the ancestral plane that they were talking about.
Well, at least we know, like, I always wonder, like, once it comes to religion, I always wonder which religion is right and which one is wrong, though. It kind of does answer that question, like, is there a such thing as a right religion or a wrong religion? Well, I'm not much of a religious guy. You already know that, dude. I'm not an
Yeah,
atheist. Don't get, like, okay, nobody, okay, in case y'all don't understand, I'm questioning everything right now. I'm not an atheist. Calm down.
obviously, yeah.
Ugh. But you gotta admit, that fight scene was pretty dope. Like, what was it?
Yeah.
With Harold almost like got his head like completely chopped off or something, and Mark and like Steven was like, "What the? Who's that?" And you did mention something about Jake. I wonder what his version of the suit would look like. I think it would look more like the comics, where you don't like see a face at all, and it's all just glowing eyes. I mean, I know a little bit about Moon Knight. I only know like a little bit.
Honestly, I would believe his suit would be exactly like Mark Spector's, but instead of being mostly white, it's mostly black, like a lunar eclipse.
Hmm. I mean, well, you got a good point, but I'm just saying if they're gonna do that, I would say like make him a little more similar to the comics though. Like with the black and white suit. I mean, the gold that was never part of Moon Knight's like costume. I looked at Moon Knight's costume in the comics, and it doesn't look anything like what we see in the show.
Yes, well, sometimes when you have to modernize a show, you have to modernize a comic book as well.
Yeah, you got a good point though. You got a good point. Anywho, it kind of does remind me of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde a little bit. Like, don't you think? I mean, with Stephen Grant being Dr. Jekyll, and I guess Mark, and I guess, well, we don't know if. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Anywho. Okay, we can admit it. We can admit it. The fight scenes are good. It kind of does feel like more of a movie. And compared to this to the other Disney Plus Marvel shows, I like this one good, but not better than Falcon and Winter Soldier or WandaVision. Maybe I'll do that at another day. Anywho, just what's your opinion, dude?
Well, my opinion, you're right. The fight scenes were amazing. The costumes, they were awesome, to be honest. The comedy was pretty good. We didn't get much laughter until truly like around episode 4. And that was, and the actors were spot on. Like I said, Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight, Ethan Hawke as Arthur Harrow, and May Calamway as Layla. Oh my lord.
Okay, I gotta admit, the show's really good though. But again, it kind of did give me like Batman vibes. It kind of did. Pretty much Moon Knight is like a mystical, I guess, Egyptian version of Batman. In a way, let's be honest, almost every comic book company, every comic book publisher always have like, I don't know, their own version of Superman, Batman, The Flash. Every comic book company always have their own little version of them.
You are right about that, but do keep in mind Marvel came first.
Well, there's a bunch of debates like who's the first superhero. Like, there's a ton of them.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, in case you don't remember, Popeye. Okay, you can say that Popeye is somewhat like a superhero. I'm just saying, like, he gets like super strength from from eating his spinach. He's freaking invulnerable. He can freaking fly. In order to keep in mind, Popeye was it created back in the 1920s before Superman. So what does that tell you?
Honestly, Popeye is the most overpowered being in to ever been in existence, because he willed himself back into existence by eating imaginary spinach when the entire universe was destroyed, like obliterated.
I'm strong cool. To the finish, 'cause I eat me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
I love Popeye.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to time.
Yeah. Let's see.
What was your opinion on Layla?
Okay. I gotta admit the costume was nice. Let's see. Okay, we can admit the costume was nice, and it kind of reminded me of Falcon a little bit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, with the wings part, that was pretty dope. And I wonder, like, what else can Layla do besides flying and, I guess, like, with the knife, or just with the swords, I guess? I mean, she do got 2 swords, though. And knowing that she's capable of, like, protecting herself from bullets, I guess, like, using those wings like a shield. But I wonder what else, though. I guess they'll explain that in season 2, though.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm totally ready for season 2. soon. Hopefully, it'll have even more episodes than the first season.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be I'm gonna assume that it's gonna have like the same level of episodes like it did last time. I think it will have the same like amount of episodes like like the first season. So, and I gotta admit, I feel bad for Mark. I really do. Like out of all, okay, I'm gonna say all of them. I mean, compare like to his origin stories. His gotta be just as dark as Scarlet Witch. I gotta admit, Wanda, she needs some therapy. Like now.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the whole Westview incident, she needs some therapy, dude. She needs it. I mean, like seriously, like he had a little brother that died, and it was mostly his fault. Some people, I mean, if you rewatch the fourth episode or fifth episode again, there was like a bird skull. I think Khonshu might have been responsible for that water rising in that cave.
No, that was actually. No, yeah, you're right. That might have been Khonshu, actually.
I'm just saying, like, there was like a dead bird skull, and Khonshu has one. And ain't it a coincidence? It can't be a coincidence.
No. I don't know.
Either A, Khonshu knew that. So, I'm just saying, if season 2 is happening, it wouldn't be surprising that Khonshu kind of was like kind of revealed the fact that he was responsible for his brother being dead, and everything that's helped happened.
Khonshu kind of had his eyes on him for the longest time. You're right.
Yeah, and I gotta admit, it was so heartbreaking for me to see that Steven was not really the original. Mark really was.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking himself. No, it made it even more heartbreaking is when Steven sacrificed himself by going over the ledge.
Okay, you gotta admit, they kind of remind me of some. I forgot what it was. Dang it, I cannot talk. Anywho, that's pretty much it though. Hey, you think we should do a review on the Falcon and Winter Soldier or WandaVision? Which one do you think we should do next?
Well, yeah, honestly, I'm down for the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh yes, we gotta talk about this one. But I might need to make this a little shorter this time because it took me like at least 20, 30 some minutes to like actually go over the episodes. So maybe next time I'll try to summarize it, make it less short, I guess, so that we can have like more time to talk though.
Yeah, it's fine.
Guys, give me a like, share, subscribe, and follow my boy's channel. He really is good though. I'll put a link to his channel down below. G.Wolf, see you later, dude.
Alright, this is G.Wolf signing off.
Okay, guys, time to wrap this up. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll rate Moon Knight, let's see, counting the action scenes, the writing, the emotional parts of it I liked, and not only that, the great dialogue and storyline. Let's see, carry the 1, minus the 2. I'm gonna give it like at least like a solid 7.5, which is a decent rating in my opinion. The show is pretty good. I recommend it. Check it out. It's on Disney Plus. Guys, I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers, so I need y'all help. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell because I'm trying to make it, guys. I'm trying to make it. And guys, please comment on one of my videos. I'm trying to improve as an artist, and you cannot improve as an artist without no criticism. So guys, please, give me a like, comment. I need it. Alright, that's official. M3 Bullet out.